Have you ever felt lost? Like you're walking through a desert with no map, no direction, and no way out. That's how Moses and the Israelites felt after escaping Egypt. They had just witnessed the Red Sea part before their eyes, watched God crush Pharaoh's army, and stepped into freedom for the first time in generations. But soon, freedom began to feel like uncertainty. The wilderness stretched endlessly before them, dry, empty, and full of fear. Hunger set in, and the people began to complain. "Moses," they cried, "why did you bring us out here to die? At least in Egypt we had food." But God, rich in mercy, didn't respond with anger. Instead, he responded with provision. The next morning, when the dew lifted from the ground, tiny white flakes covered the desert floor. The people looked at it and said, "What is it?" And Moses told them, "It is the bread the Lord has given you." That bread, called manna, was heaven's gift, sweet like honey, fresh each morning. Enough for everyone, but never too much. God was teaching them to trust him daily, to believe that every sunrise would bring new provision. And when they thirsted, God made water flow from a rock. When they longed for meat, quail filled the camp. Every need they had, God met. But he wasn't just feeding their stomachs. He was training their hearts to depend on him one day at a time. Through the long years of wandering, God never left their side. By day, a pillar of cloud led them through the scorching heat, and by night a pillar of fire lit their way. Every movement of that cloud was a message. "I'm still here, follow me." Even when the people grumbled, doubted, and disobeyed, God's presence never disappeared. He disciplined them when they strayed, yet still clothed them in grace. Their shoes never wore out, their clothes never faded, and in 40 years of wandering they lacked nothing. The wilderness became their classroom, a place where faith was tested and trust was born. God could have taken them the short route to the promised land, but he led them the long way, the way that would prepare them for what was coming. Every delay was divine, every detour had a purpose. In that desert, they learned to stop depending on their strength and start relying on God's. And isn't that so true for us too? Sometimes God lets us walk through dry places not to punish us, but to prepare us, to strip away what's temporary and show us that he alone sustains. The wilderness seasons of life are where our faith becomes real. They remind us that miracles aren't always loud and dramatic. Sometimes they come quietly each morning like manna, simple, steady proof that God still cares. When the Israelites finally reached the edge of the promised land, they weren't the same people who had fled Egypt. They had been shaped by trials, strengthened by faith, and carried by grace. Their journey was living proof that God never abandons his people. And maybe that's what you need to hear today, that the same God who guided Israel through the wilderness still guides you now. You may not see a pillar of cloud in the sky or fire by night, but his spirit still leads. His word still lights the path before you. The God who sent manna in the desert can still send provision into your emptiness. The God who brought water from a rock can still bring life to your dry places. So when life feels uncertain, when your heart feels tired, remember this: the wilderness is not the end of your story. It's the place where God prepares you for your promise. If this message touched your heart, take a moment to reflect and remember that even in your wilderness, God is still making a way. Don't forget to subscribe and follow for more stories of faith and hope that will strengthen your walk with God.